Dear students, welcome to the lecture series on the topic Engineering Graphics. Today we are going to discuss about development of surfaces of solids. I am Dr. IPS Ahuja, Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Punjabi University, Patiala. Now today we are going to discuss about the development of truncated square prism. We are provided with a square prism having the base edge 30 millimeter, axis height 60 millimeter, and it is having its base on the horizontal plane with two edges of the base equally inclined to the vertical plane. So here we can check that this is the edge of the base, which happens to be 30 millimeter, and then axis height is given to us as 60 millimeter over here, right? Then the two edges of this particular square prism, they happen to be equally inclined to the vertical plane. So this angle is also 45 degree, and similarly this angle is also 45 degree. So the two edges of the base, they will be equally inclined to the vertical plane at an angle of 45 degree. And which are those edges? These edges are AD, and these edges, next edges CD over here. So the edges CD and DA, they are equally inclined to the vertical plane. Now this square prism has been cut by multiple section planes as indicated in the figure below. Now please check the first cutting plane. You can see this is the first cutting plane, which is having the orientation as it is shown over here, but it is going to cut the square prism on one side of the axis. And what happens once it reaches the axis point? It changes the direction, and then the orientation of the plane has changed over here. So you can treat it to be one cutting plane, or you can have cutting plane number 1, cutting plane number 2 over here, right? So we can assume that the cutting plane changes the direction once it reaches this particular axis of the square prism over there. So after reaching this particular axis point, now there is change in orientation of the first cutting plane. Okay, so this portion of the cutting plane will be cutting all the vertical generators on one side of the axis, and the second portion of this cutting plane is going to cut all the vertical generators on the other side of the axis in a different orientation. Then you have the next cutting plane. So this cutting plane is inclined at an angle of 30 degree, and it starts from the left bottom corner of the square prism, right? So once you draw this angle of 30 degree, and thereafter you leave 22 millimeter distance over there, so the coordinate locations of the cutting plane over here will be identified. Whereas this, you see cutting plane, this portion of the cutting plane, you can draw otherwise also, because the starting point is 30 millimeter from the base on the left hand side corner. So from this point you can join the top point of the axis. So the first, you see, portion of the cutting plane can be drawn over here, right? So we are required to draw the development of the truncated square prism. Now here we are going to draw the development of the square prism when the opening point of the solid happens to be 1A. Then we will see how does the development figure changes when we open this from the point 2B, and then we will see how does it change when we are opening the solid from 3C and 4D. So in a way, here in this question we are going to demonstrate that it is your sweet will from where you want to open this particular solid, right? If you want to cut solid from here, you can cut it from 1A. If you want to cut this solid from 2B or 3C or 4D, so only thing is the shape of the pattern which will be obtained will be changing a little bit. But at the end of the day, once you do the folding of that particular pattern which is obtained after unfolding of the truncated solid, you will be getting the same object over here, right? So your shape may vary, but the end result will remain the same. So we are going to in fact make 4 developments over here, right, instead of 1, so that we can have the study about the effect of the shape of the pattern depending upon the point of opening of any given solid. So let us draw the solid first of all. So here we have the square prism. The edge is inclined at an angle of 45 degree as we have discussed. So we have drawn the top view because this prism is resting onto the ground on its base. So the top view will give us the square shape over here, which is the true shape of the top face or the true shape of the base of this particular square prism. Now the edge length is equal to 30 millimeter. So we have marked all the four vertical edges. The four vertical edges, they have been marked as 1A, 2B, 3C and 4D. So these are all four vertical edges, and since they are perpendicular to HP, so their projections on the horizontal plane in the top view will appear to be a point view. Now we need to work out the axis point. So you join the two diagonals of this particular prism. We are going to work upon the axis. Once we get the axis, point O lies at the top of this prism, top face, and axis point O1 lies at the base of this particular square prism. Now we need to draw the front view. So the height of this prism, we know this is equal to 60 millimeter. Now having drawn this, now we can join the different points and we'll be obtaining, you see, the front view of this particular square prism. Now all the points corresponding to the edges, they will be marked. So ABCD happens to be the base. So you draw projector through A, you get the projection of point A onto the vertical plane as A dash. Similarly, the top point will be 1 dash over here. Corresponding to 2B and 4D, the base points, they will be B dash and D dash, and the top face points, they will be 2 dash and 4 dash. Similarly, you draw the projection from 3C onto VP, the base point will be C dash and the top face point will be 3 dash. Right, so one thing we need to understand over there, the projections corresponding to this vertical edge 4D, so they have to be dotted because observer is going to look at this prism from this side, and as this object will be viewed by the observer from this end, so these three vertical edges, they will be visible to the observer. But this is the fourth edge of the prism, but this is lying on the back side. So this is an edge 4D which is farthest away from the observer and nearest to the XY reference plane. So this should be dotted, but we haven't drawn it dotted. Reason is because the projections corresponding to the vertical edge 4D, they will be overlapped by the solid line or the object line projections corresponding to the vertical edge 2B over here. So the 2B front view projections, that is 2 dash B dash. So these projections will be solid line projection, whereas B dash D dash projections will be 4 dash D dash projections will be dotted line. But these dotted line projections corresponding to 4 dash D dash, they have been superimposed by the solid line projections corresponding to the vertical edge 2 dash B dash over here. Now that's why we get all the three solid line projections in the front view. So having drawn the front view of the uncut solid and having drawn the top view of the uncut solid, let us see how the solid is being cut by the different cutting plane. Now let us start with the cutting plane over here, orientation. So please check, here we get 30 millimeter distance. This will be the starting point of the first segment of our first cutting plane over here. So you start from this point and you reach this particular axis point over here. So this is the first portion of our first cutting plane. So this has been located over here, but I cannot locate the second portion. Reason, because here I have to draw 30-degree angle for the second cutting plane, and then the 22 millimeter distance has to be left over here. Now let us work out the, you see, points of intersection of this cutting plane with the vertical edge. So this cutting plane is going to intersect with the vertical edge 3 dash C dash at the point 13 dash over here. And similarly, if you look at it from the top, so the top view of 3 dash, 13 dash and C dash would be a point view because they are all lying on same vertical edge over here. So 13 dash in front view will appear here, which is the point of intersection of the first cutting plane with the vertical edge which happens to be 3 dash C dash. So point 13.1 has been drawn as the top view. Next you see this cutting plane is also going to cut the vertical, you see vertical lengths of this vertical edges at the points 12 dash and 14 dash which lies at this point O dash over here. So this particular cutting plane is going to cut these two vertical edges also, right? So these two vertical longer edges, they will be cut at points 12 dash and 14 dash. So 12 dash will be lying at the point 2 dash and B dash, and whereas 14 dash will be lying at the vertical edge 4 dash and D dash. And you see here I will be drawing 14 1 dash and here I will be drawing 12 1 dash. So here you see corresponding to the top portion whatever points of intersection will be obtained. So I have added the suffix 1 over here. So this is 13 1 dash, this is 12 1 dash, this is 14 1 dash, and here I will be getting 13 1 dash. And whatever points will be obtained corresponding to the lower cutting plane, so no suffix will be there, it will be 11 12 13 14 over here. So here you see 12 dash is the point of intersection of the cutting plane with the vertical edge 2 dash and B dash. So that is why you see 12 1 appears over here. Similarly 14 dash is the 14 1 dash, it is the point of intersection of the cutting plane with the vertical edge, that is 4 dash and D dash over here, right? Next you see we have drawn this second cutting, you see, plane over here. Why? Because this portion I will be able to locate only when I draw this cutting plane at an angle of 30 degree and then mark 22 millimeter above this particular point. Now having drawn this lower cutting plane, wherever this cutting plane cuts this vertical edge 3 dash C dash, we obtain the point 13 dash. So this is 13 1 dash because it corresponds to the upper cutting plane, and all the points of intersection corresponding to the lower cutting plane, they will be not having any suffix over there, only 13 dash point. So again it lies on 3 dash C dash. So the vertical projector will be lying on 3C and 13 1 point over here. So all the bottom line, you see, cutting point, they have been intersected with the red color, and all the cutting points corresponding to the top cutting plane will be referred to by the blue color over here. So there is one suffix also and the color also has been changed. Next you see this cutting plane, the lower one, it is going to intersect with 1 dash and A dash at a point whose name will be 11 dash, because 1 dash A dash will be cut by this cutting plane at a point 11 dash. So from the top view you see point 11 will be appearing on 1 and A, and now you see I have drawn this 22 millimeter distance, and then I am going to mark this point 11 1 dash, which is the point of intersection of the first cutting plane in its second orientation with 1 dash and A dash. So it is the point which is obtained corresponding to the upper portion of the cutting plane. So the suffix 1 has been added. So this point was 11 1 dash, again it was lying on 1 dash A dash. So the top view will be lying at the point 11 1 over here. And now we are going to join whatever remainder portion of the solid is there. So this is the final shape of the cut solid in the front view. And then there are two more points over here, please check. There are two more points because of cutting of the vertical edges 2 dash B dash and 4 dash D dash by the lower cutting plane, that is the second cutting plane. So the points obtained will be 12 dash. So 12 dash is the point obtained by cutting off second point of intersection, right, with the vertical edge 2 dash and B dash. So this 12 dash was lying on 2 dash B dash. So you see the top view in red color has been marked over here as point 12. Similarly 14 dash is a point of intersection of the second cutting plane with the vertical edge, that is 4 dash D dash over here. So 14 point will be appearing over here. So corresponding to, you see, every vertical generator, 2 points of intersections are there. One is blue. Blue corresponds to the upper portion of the cutting plane, and red ones, they correspond to the lower portion of the cutting plane. There are 4 points corresponding to the lower cutting plane, that is they are shown in red. There are 4 points corresponding to the upper cutting plane, which are shown with the help of blue color over here. Now all the points of intersection, that is 4 for top plane, 4 corresponding to the lower plane, they have been appropriately located in the front view as well as in the top view of this particular projection over here. Now we have not been asked to draw the section top view. The reason is quite simple, because there are 2 cutting planes. One cutting plane lies here, another cutting plane lies here. So since all the vertical edges they are being cut, so had we got only one plane, so we would have shaded this entire portion. But now the shading has to be done twice, because this is also cutting the square pyramid 100% and this is also cutting the square pyramid 100%. That is all the 4 vertical edges, they are being cut by both of these planes. So that is why we have marked those points, but we haven't done shading for that, because the shading we would require in different colors over there, right? So both these section planes, they are going to cut this particular prism at all the 4 edges over there. Now let us start drawing the the development of this truncated solid, and the method which we are going to use to draw this development will be parallel line development method, because we had discussed this thing in the previous lectures as well, that the parallel line development method will be used to carry out the development for all types of prisms and cylinders over there. So since this is a square prism, the parallel line development method will be used to make the development. So in parallel line development method, you see what we have to do. These are 2 ends of the solid. This is top face of the solid, this is bottom of the solid or the base of the solid. So from the 2 ends of the solid, 2 stretch lines will be developed over here. 2 stretch lines will be extended from the 2 ends of the solid. So these are 2 stretch lines which have been drawn, and now all the lateral surfaces, they will be identified and located within these 2 stretch lines. So the 4 you see rectangles we are going to get, and we are going to mark all these edges. Now first of all, I am going to cut this portion over here. I am going to start my development by cutting 1A edge. Okay, so my first edge which will be there will be 1A. So just see, this edge will be 1A over here. So let us say I have marked these points. So you see how I am moving. I have started from 1A and then I am moving in this direction, that is in the clockwise direction. You could have moved in even in this direction. Okay, so from 1A I am moving in this clockwise direction. So next point encountered will be 2B, third point encountered will be 3C, fourth point encountered will be 4D, and the fifth point will be once again 1A. So you see, I have started from 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D, and again 1A, right? If you end up at D, so you are going to miss the last edge, that is this DA edge you are going to miss. So one thing is quite simple to remember, 4 edges should be located over here. 4 sectors, 4 segment. This is segment 1, first rectangular face of this prism. This is second rectangular face of this prism. This is third rectangular face of the prism, and the fourth rectangular face. You see, all the 4 rectangular faces, they have been obtained over here. Now A, B, C, D, A. Now we are going to start with drawing the projections of all these points of intersection, that is corresponding to 11, 12, 13, 14 over here, right? So here we have the points corresponding to the top cutting plane. They are 11 1 dash, 12 1 dash, 13 1 dash, and 14 1 dash. Now since I am starting from 1A, you see, if I am starting from 1A, which point of intersection corresponding to the upper cutting plane is going to cut this vertical edge? 11 1 dash. So 11 1 dash happens to be the point of intersection of the cutting plane with the vertical edge or the vertical generator, which happens to be 1 dash A dash. So here I have the development for that edge 1A. This is my point 11 1 dash. Now I'll draw a horizontal projector through this, and you see my starting point and end point is point 1A and 1A over here. So starting point of this development is 1A, first edge, and the ending point is also the first edge, that is 1A. So the 11 1 dash point will be appearing here and it will be appearing over here, right? So this point will be not 11 1 dash because this is a horizontal line. So here it is represented as 11 1 dash. Here it will be represented as 11 1 and 11 1 over here. So please see 2 points I have marked corresponding to the first cutting point of intersection with the generator 1 dash A dash. So this is 1A vertical edge, this is 1A vertical edge. I know the height of this point of intersection from the base. So this is my true length. You see, this is my true length. So in order to make any development, the true lengths have to be marked. So you see what I have, when I had drawn the stretch lines, they were representing the true length, that is 60 millimeter. That is the height of this particular prism. Whenever I had marked these distances over there, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A, I had marked these as 30 millimeter. So these segments, they were marked as 30 millimeter each. So this is all, these are also true lengths. Now I know the true length of the point 11 1 dash above the base. So this is the distance. So this is my true length again. So this true length 11 1 dash, once you shift it onto this edge, this will become 11 1. Again you shift it, you get 11 1 over here. Now the second edge, please check, this is 2B. Now let me check where the edge 2B has been cut by the first cutting plane. So the first cutting plane has cut the vertical edge 2 dash B dash in the elevation view at this point. It is coinciding with O dash and the name of this point is 12 1 dash. So this point, if I draw the horizontal projector onto the vertical edge 2B, I am going to obtain a point of intersection over here and the name of this point will be 12 1. So name of this point is 12 1. Now third, 3C. 3C is my third vertical edge. So let me see where the third vertical edge has been cut by the cutting plane. So this is my upper portion of the cutting plane. So this has cut the vertical edge 3 dash C dash. It is the true length of the edge at the point 13 1 dash. Now from here I draw the horizontal projector and wherever it intersects with the vertical edge 3C, I obtain the point of intersection in the developed view as 13 1. And finally the 14 point, that is corresponding to 4D. So once again, this is my generator 4 dash D dash. So this is cut by the cutting plane, first cutting plane at a point 14 1 dash. Where does it lie? It coincides with O dash. So from O dash or 14 1 dash, I'll be drawing a horizontal projector till it intersects with the vertical edge 4D over here. So the 14 1 point also has been located. So all the 4 points, they have been located. So let me do the joining. So once I join, I'll get to know the shape of the portion which I need to cut over here, right? So this is how it will look like. Now we are going to find out the points corresponding to the lower cutting plane. You see all the upper cutting plane points, they are 11 1, 12 1, 13 1, 14 1 and again 11 1, and they are all represented in blue color. The lower ones, they will be represented by points 11 12 13 14 without a suffix, and they will be represented by red color as well. So once again 1A. So how does my lower cutting plane cut this vertical edge 1A? It cuts at 11 dash over here. So from 11 dash, I'll draw a horizontal line. So 11 point will be located here, 11 point will be located here because my starting point and end point is point edge 1A. So please see 11 point with red color. 11 point with red color means I am talking about 11 number point corresponding to the lower cutting plane. Now 2B, this is my second edge, vertical edge. So where it has been cut by the cutting plane, you see this is my vertical edge. You see which is the this edge 2 dash B dash. So 2 dash B dash has been cut at a point 12 dash by my cutting plane. That is the second cutting plane. So second cutting plane cuts 2 dash B dash at this point 12 dash. So from 12 dash I am going to draw the horizontal projector. This point of intersection with 2B will give me point 12 over here. then 13 point, because third edge is 3C. So 3C vertical edge is cut by the second cutting plane at a point of the base corner, bottom over here. So from this bottom, the name of this point is 13 dash. So I draw the horizontal line. Wherever it intersects the vertical edge 3C, I obtain the point 13 over here. And next you have 4DH. So 4DH, where it has been cut by the cutting plane, that is the second cutting plane. So please see, the second cutting plane has cut the lower, this particular edge, that is 4 dash D dash, at the point whose name was 14 dash. You see 14 is shown over here as well in the plan. Now from 14 dash, I will be drawing a horizontal projector till it intersects with the vertical edge 4D, right? So this way, all these points, they have been located. Now I am going to join them one by one. You see, I have just taken steps because otherwise it would have appeared that there is a straight line, right? So it's not a straight line, two segments are there, so there is slight change in the orientation over here. Next, having joined these light, now these portions, they have been removed, this portion and this. Now I am going to darken the development which has been obtained. So if I do the folding at all these vertical generators over there, and the folded development or the folded pattern is going to give me the shape of the cut solid or the truncated solid, right? So this is my development number 1. Now let me start with the second development. So once again, I am just saving space. That same, you see, stretch lines I have shown over here, assuming that this portion is also developed parallel to this one. Okay, so since I need to save this space, because every time I need to draw this again and again. So you see, once again, this is the main template where the development will be obtained. So this is my second template. So this was my first template which was drawn as per the procedure. So this here I have drawn a separate template so that I can show you parallelly what effect will it make if I open this solid from not from 1A but from 2B. So you will have the comparison if I am able to show you both of these things parallel to each other. So that is why, otherwise you have to draw this particular template over here, right? Otherwise you need to draw this template over here. Now let me show the development over here. Now you see the first edge which is encountered. Now again another thing I have changed. Earlier I had started from 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, that is in the clockwise direction. Now you see I am starting from 2B, but I am moving in the anti-clockwise direction. So it is your sweet will, whichever way you want to move, you can move it. So I am right now moving in reverse direction. That is, you see 2B is my first edge, then edge 1A is encountered, because now starting from 2 I am not moving in clockwise but in the anti-clockwise direction. So my next edge is 1A, third edge is, you see, after 1A, 4D, then my next edge is 3C over here, and the final edge is again same as the starting point, which happens to be 2B. So let me make the development corresponding to the top cutting plane. You see, 2B edge, if I start from here, where it was cut, you see 2B was cut over here, point was 12.1 dash. So the projection over here was 12.1. So this is the point which 12.1, or the point of intersection 12.1, which is the point of intersection of the first cutting plane with the vertical edge 2B. So it will remain the same. So you start from here, this is the cutting point, that is 12.1 dash. So this distance if I mark, it would be marked on the top line over here, top projection line. So the top projection line is this one. So the point 2 will be marked, that is point 12.1 will be marked over here. So 2B is my starting point, 2B edge is my ending point. So starting and end points, they have to be same. So 12.1 point will lie here, similarly 12.1 point will be lying at the top. Now which is the next edge which will be encountered? 1A. You see I am moving anti-clockwise. 1A. If I look at this 1A, it is being cut by the cutting plane at a point 11.1 dash. So over here 11.1 appears one block lower than the top, you see, projection line over here. So this is my projection line 1, projection line 2, projection line 3, projection line 4 and projection line 5. So point 11.1 lies on the second projection line, horizontal one. So second horizontal projection line is this one. So point 11.1 will be located over here, right? So same locations will be there, but only the positions they are going to change. Next is D4. You see D4. So where the D4 is cut by the first cutting plane, you see D4 is cut by the first cutting plane at a point 14.1 dash. So if I draw the horizontal line, 14 point will lie on the first horizontal line. So I know the location which is the first horizontal line. Now where the first horizontal projector line lies here. So the 14.1 is going to lie over here at the top projection line. Now the next, you see POI has to be located corresponding to the first cutting plane on the edge 3C. So let me check where does 3C is there. This is 3 dash, this is C dash, this is my first cutting plane. So 13.1 is the name of the point. If I draw the horizontal distance, you see it lies on the first, second and third horizontal line. Third horizontal projector line over there. So this is my third horizontal projector line onto which the projection of 13.1 will be lying. That is, this is my first projection line, second and third horizontal projection line. Onto this line, I will be marking a point over here. This is 13.1. So all the 4 points, they have been labeled over here. They have been evaluated. Now let me join. Now you can see there is change in the pattern. Change in the pattern as it was there corresponding to the top cutting plane. Now let us evaluate the cutting points corresponding to the new arrangement, that is starting from BA. So where does the lower cutting plane? It is cut by the second cutting plane. It is cut by the second cutting plane at a point 12 dash. So where does 12 dash lies? You see it lies on the second horizontal line from the bottom, or first, second, third, fourth, fifth projection line from the top. Okay, you can count 1 from bottom or 5 from the top. So the projection of point 12 dash will be appearing over here as point 12. So point 12 dash, it is the point of cutting or point of intersection of the edge 2 dash B dash by the second cutting plane shown by red color. So 12 appears, 1 up from the bottom or 5th from the top. So which is this point? This point lies here, 1 from the bottom or 5th from the top. So I obtain this point as 12. So since 2 is my starting point, so it is also obtained on the last edge, that is 2B as well. Now from here I move on to point 1A. My next edge is 1A. So let me check where 1A is being cut by the second cutting plane. You see 1A, 1 dash A dash vertical edge is being cut by the second cutting plane at this point 11 dash. So point 11 will be located over here, second from bottom or fourth from the top. So this horizontal, you see locus line will be fourth from the top or second from the bottom. So it lies here. So 11 point will lie here. So 11 point has been located, again indicated with red color. Then 4D will be cut. You see 4 dash D dash will be cut by the second cutting plane at the point 14 dash. So once again it will lie at the locus line which will be first from bottom or 5th from the top. So corresponding to 4D, first from bottom, so same as point 12 over here. So first from bottom or 5th locus line from the top. So I obtain the point 14 over here. And last one 13. 13 is cut at the bottom left hand side. This is the point 13 dash. Draw the horizontal line. So it is 6th from the top or the bottom line over here. So point 13 has also been located. Now having located all these points, I am going to join all of them and then work out the shape of the pattern unfolded sheet which has to be cut over there. You can see there is distinct change in the nature of how the pattern has been obtained if we change our cutting from 1A to 2B, right? So here we had cutting from 1A in the clockwise. Now we have cutting from 2B anti-clockwise. So two cuttings we have shown over here from edges 1A and 2B. Similarly, you see now we are going to start the cutting from 3C. So I have again drawn this figure again. Now you see, once you obtain this, these are the stretch lines, and then this is the template. Now in this template you see, now I am going to open this solid or cut this solid from 3C. If I have to cut it from 3C, so 3C will be my first edge. From 3C now again I am moving clockwise. From 3C I am moving clockwise. So my first edge is 3C, next edge will be 4D, next edge will be 1A, and next edge will be 2B, and then it will be 3C. So C, just check, C, D, A, B, C. C, D, A, B, C. So I am moving from here, cutting has been done here, I am moving in the clockwise direction. So let me see where my vertical edge 3C has been cut by the first cutting plane, over here. So I'll mark this point as 13,1. So starting and end points will be 13,1 over here now. Now where my next edge 4D has been cut, it has been cut at the point 14,1 dash. So I'll mark this 14,1 over here. Where my vertical edge 1A has been cut by the first cutting plane, so 1A has been cut at this point 11 dash. So I'll mark my point 11 dash over here. This is point of intersection with the edge 1A, and where my edge 2B has been cut, please check, where my edge 2B has been cut by the first cutting plane at this point. So I'll draw a horizontal line. So this will give me point 12,1 over here. So you see all blue color lines are points are there, and then I need to join them. So once I join 13,1, 14,1, 11,1, 12,1, 13,1. So this is my pattern over here. For corresponding to the lower cutting plane, where 3C has been cutting my, you see, pattern over here, that is vertical edge 3C, 3 dash, C dash. So 3 dash, C dash has been cut by the second cutting plane at the bottom. So my C point will give me 13. So this will be 13 and this will also be 13. That is C3 has been cut by the second cutting plane at the point whose name is 13. So no suffix is there, and color has also changed to red over here. Now from 3C I move on to 4D. So where this vertical edge 4D has been cut by the lower cutting plane. So this is being cut by the lower cutting plane at the point 14 dash. Draw the horizontal projector up to the vertical edge 4D. So I locate a point 14 number over here, where my vertical edge 1A has been cut at this position 11 dash. So I'll just extend this up to the vertical edge 1A. I obtain the point 11, and finally 2B. So where 2B has been cut, 2 dash B dash has been cut 12 dash. So from here I draw the horizontal line, I obtain the point 12 over here. So no suffixes and red color. It means lower cutting plane. Suffixes 1 and blue color upper cutting plane. Now let me join. So once I join, I obtain the development of the pattern over here. Now I can join them once again. Now this is the way the cutting has to follow, right? This is my third shape, and you can see this shape is different than the previous one. Now I am going to open it with respect to 4D. Now once again the template I have drawn, so I am assuming that this template is drawn over here. Just to show you the comparison of the two views, I have drawn it over here. But otherwise technically this template should have been drawn over here. So then I would have required two separate sheets to draw it, but then to compare it would have been difficult over there. So let me see, I am starting from 4,1. So starting from 4,1, once again I am moving in clockwise direction. From 4D, you see, from 4D I am moving to 1A, then I am moving to 2B, then I am moving to 3C, and then I am moving to 4D. So it is D, A, B, C, D. Check, D, A, B, C, D. That is starting from 4D. This vertical edge I will be cutting open, and again I will be moving in clockwise direction. So where my first cutting plane is going to cut this vertical edge 4D over here, 14,1 point. So 14,1 dash. So where is this locus line? On the first horizontal line over there. So on the first horizontal line, my point 14, 1 will be located over here as well as over here. So this point is 14, 1. This point is also 14, 1. Then where does first cutting plane cut this particular vertical edge? 1A. So 1A is being cut at the 11, 1 dash. So where does it lie? Second projector from the top. So second projector from the top is this point. So this is the location of 11, 1. Then where does my cutting plane number 1 cut this particular vertical at 2B? Over here, 2 dash B dash. It is being cut by the cutting plane at a point 12, 1 dash. Where does it lie? On the top. So this gives me 12, 1 again at the top. So my point 12, 1 will lie over here. This is 12, 1. Now where does the first cutting plane cut my vertical edge 3C? Please check over here, 13, 1 dash. Where does the projection lie? First horizontal projector, second horizontal projector, third horizontal projector. So on the 3C, where is the third horizontal projector? It lies here. So this is the location of my 13, 1 point. Now once again, having located all these points, I am going to join them. Now I need to work out POIs corresponding to the lower cutting plane over here. So 4D, just see 4D, it is my first edge. So 4D will be cut at a point 14 dash. And where the projection lies, check fifth from the top or first from the bottom. So this is the projection of point 14 over here. So since my 4D is at the start, so 14 will appear here, 14 will also appear here with red. So this is 14 and red, this is 14 and red. Where does the lower cutting plane or the second cutting plane cuts? 1A. 1A is being cut by 1 dash A dash by the second or the lower cutting plane at point 11 dash. Where does the projection lie? Over here. Fourth horizontal line, projection line, or second from the bottom. Fourth from the top or second from the bottom. So please check, second from the bottom or fourth from the top. This is point 11. So B2, where it has been cut by the second cutting plane, again at the point same as 14. That is 12 will be, 14 will be cut here. Similarly 12 will be cut here. 1 from bottom and 5th from top. So my B2 will be cut by point 12, first from bottom or 5th from the top. And finally the C point, that is 3C. So where 3C has been cut, 3 dash, C dash by the second cutting plane. It is cut at a point 13 dash. Where does the projection lie? In the development view, point 13 at the bottom. So please see, point 13 at the bottom line. So the last point has also been located. Now join the various points, and once you join, now I can show you the remaining portion of the pattern which will be obtained of the unfolded solid. This is again unfolded solid once the cutting is done from point 13. This is unfolded solid once the cutting is done from the edge 4D. So if you open from this side, shape will be this. If you open from this vertical edge, shape will be this. So with this we have carried out the development 4 times, but we have been able to establish that if you open it from different situations, the shape of the pattern may vary, but once you fold it, you will get the same object over here, right? So no change in object will be there, only the shape, only the point of cutting will decide that the shape of the pattern obtained will be different in all these cases, right? So this is all for today regarding the development of the surfaces corresponding to the different edges of the solids over there, right? So we'll be continuing with this further presentations in our next lectures. So thank you very much.